Once again, I'm reminded by that fellow behind the camera he wants to get paid, so please donate to independent analysis. Now, speaking of analysis, across this country, the NDP, not only federally, but in many provincial capitals as well, is just a mere shadow of what it used to be, and people don't even understand what it stands for anymore. You used to, but you don't. But Brian Lilley writes for the Toronto Sun, always honest, joins me right now because I want to put the question to you. Let's start with the federal one, with Jagmeet Singh. The NDP seems to be just a shadow of what it used to be, and they aren't getting anything done.
You know, I've written for The Sun for a long time, and our readers have long been split in the print edition. Online it's different, but in the print edition, we knew that our readers either backed the NDP or the Conservatives, and they hated Liberals. There was one unifying factor. They hated the Liberals or the Judean People's Front, however you want to call it. Like, that was it. But a lot of the people, especially, you know, if you're in the blue-collar trades, you're looking at the NDP now and you're saying, what do they have to do with me? And they don't anymore. And that's a big part of the problem. I grew up in a blue-collar household. My dad was a trade unionist. He had orange signs on the lawn when I was growing up. And, you know, before he passed, he was like, these guys are going the wrong way. They're worried about the faculty club, not the union hall. And now, I don't even know that Jagmeet Singh would know where to find the union hall. You know, but it's all about identity politics for him and for Merit Stiles at the Ontario NDP and elsewhere.
So, and in BC, they had that great experiment with, well, everybody can have their illegal drugs everywhere. It's a playground? Oh, don't worry, we'll pick up the needles afterwards. I mean, they just seem to be losing, their feet aren't on the ground.
You know, when Jack Layton was still leader of the federal NDP, he helped Stephen Harper pass some of his toughest tough-on-crime legislation.
Yeah.
And that seems odd to people, except when you realize that a lot of traditional NDP voters also wanted to be tough on crime.
They have houses and apartments they don't like them broken into. They don't like the kids robbed.
Exactly. So Jack Layton helped Stephen Harper pass these bills. And now the NDP is purely about academic theory. It is about, as I said, the faculty club, not the union hall. So they're not worried about the impact on regular, everyday working Canadians.
Is that something in Canadian politics that almost all parties, we could talk about partisanship after, they're saying, you know, we're worried about the people in Ottawa, we're worried about what people around the world are going to think if we don't have enough electric cars, but we're losing sight of just the average working person.
You know, far too many people lose track of what the average Canadian is trying to do. And I don't want to mythologize the average Canadian, but you've got to be able to get outside of the Ottawa bubble and think once in a while. And I never lived inside the Ottawa bubble when I was on Parliament Hill. And it gave me far better insight. Even living among a ton of bureaucrats gave me far better insight than living downtown and breathing the same air, drinking the same bathwater.
Brian Lilley never drank that Ottawa water. 3 minutes. This show provides independent analysis of the issues. We are not paid by the government. And as I am finding, so much business in Canada relies upon various governments that they don't want to sponsor or advertise on a show which may become controversial, which talks about liberty, freedoms, sometimes criticizes government. I've had guests on that support the government. But people are saying, you know what? We don't want to bite the hand that feeds us, i.e. government, which is why I hope you'll subscribe and contribute to keep this show on the air.